Friends, today we're going to talk about the 5 most mysterious people in the world. Our planet holds such mysteries and events that are almost impossible to believe. Scientists racked their brains to understand this phenomenon, but they could never fully grasp it. Among these individuals is Frane Selak from Croatia, who miraculously escaped death on 7 separate occasions, and then, for an astonishing 8th time, won a multi-million-dollar lottery, completely astounding the entire world. The second person on this list is Ziegland. This individual was shot. But what's truly astonishing is that the bullet struck him only 2 decades later, and that's when he eventually passed away. And the third case involves Bågenholm, whom doctors officially declared medically deceased. However, approximately 40 minutes later, she miraculously revived, astounding the entire world. My dear friends, what you just witnessed was merely a brief glimpse, a small trailer of 3 intriguing incidents. We possess truly astonishing tales about 5 entirely mysterious individuals, stories so profound that they will make your skin crawl and completely astound your mind. Before we dive into this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for our channel because it costs you absolutely nothing and it proves to be incredibly supportive for us. Alright, without further ado, let's get this video started. Our first entry on the list is Buxton. This mind-blowing story begins in June 2001. When 10-year-old Laura Buxton was standing in her garden in the English village of Staffordshire. In her hand, she held a helium-filled balloon, to which she had tied a card that clearly read, "Please return this to Laura Buxton." Her full address was also written below. Just a few moments later, the balloon soared high into the air, traveling approximately 140 miles before becoming entangled in the dense bushes of a village named Milton Lilbourne. A local farmer discovered the balloon, carefully read the name inscribed on the attached card, and immediately presumed it must belong to a neighbor's young daughter. So, he delivered it to the correct house. The astonishing thing was that the girl who found this balloon was also named Laura Buxton, and she was also exactly 10 years old. Both Lauras lived in different locations, but their names and ages were identical. The parents immediately decided that the balloon should be delivered to its rightful owner. When the 2 Lauras finally met face to face for the very first time, everyone was left completely astonished. On that day, they both were wearing pink t-shirts and blue jeans of the same color. Their hair color and their eye color were also exactly identical. Beyond their shared age and identical names, they also possessed pets that were exactly alike. To be precise, each of them owned a black Labrador dog, a guinea pig, and a rabbit. Witnessing all these striking similarities, everyone present was truly astonished. A single balloon in 2 entirely different places, yet both individuals shared the exact same name, age, clothing, hair, eye color, and even their beloved pets. This phenomenon did not resemble any ordinary coincidence at all. In fact, people regarded it as one of the most mysterious and truly astounding stories the world had ever known. Was it all merely destiny, or perhaps some unseen force that truly desired to bring these 2 young children together? To this very day, it continues to remain a profound and deep enigma. Number 2, Francis Lack. Can you possibly believe that a single individual touched death's very door 7 separate times, returned, and then astonished the entire world by winning millions in the lottery? Yes, friends. This story begins with Frane Selak, who was born on June 14, 1929, in Dubrovnik, Croatia. In 1962, he had his first brush with death when his train derailed and plunged into an icy river. In this accident, 17 people were killed instantly, and Frane Selak suffered severe injuries. He sustained severe injuries to his waist, back, and head, but miraculously, he survived. In 1963, for the second time, death came calling for him aboard an airplane. The plane's door blew off due to air pressure, and Selak plummeted thousands of feet from the sky. In this accident, 19 people tragically lost their lives, and Selak sustained head and body injuries. However, he miraculously survived by falling onto a grassy slope. In 1966, he encountered death for a 3rd time in a bus crash. The bus plunged into the river. In this particular accident, 4 individuals tragically lost their lives, and Selak himself sustained only minor injuries, yet he managed to swim to safety. Then, in 1970, for the 4th time, his car's engine suddenly exploded, causing the vehicle to burst into flames. In this accident, no one else was present, but Selak's hair and eyebrows were singed, and he suffered minor burns to his skin, yet he managed to get out safely. In 1973, for the 5th time, his car caught fire. This time again, no one else was harmed, and Selak himself did not suffer any serious injuries. In 1995, for the 6th time, while he was in his vehicle involved in an incident, a bus crashed into his car. He sustained only minor injuries in this accident, but he managed to get out alive and safe. In 1996, the 7th time he was driving, to avoid a head-on collision with the truck, he swerved his car. The vehicle plunged 300 feet, approximately 90 meters, into a deep gorge, and He managed to jump from the moving car and miraculously survived by clinging onto a tree branch. Astonishingly, he did not sustain any truly serious injuries even after this harrowing accident. But my friends, the most astonishing and truly shocking moment of this incredible story arrived when, in the year 2003, Frane Selak purchased a lottery ticket and, against all odds, managed to win almost $1 million, which is approximately 8 crore Indian rupees, thereby becoming known as the world's luckiest and most mysterious individual. He cheating death 7 times and eventually winning millions. He proved that luck can sometimes work in astonishing ways. But like all lives, his also came to an end. Frane Selak bid farewell to this world on November 30th, 2016. With him ended that incredible, astonishing story that still leaves people amazed and stunned today. Number 3. Anna Bågenholm. Can you truly believe that a person could die and then come back to life again? Yes, my friends, this very woman died and was then revived. The story begins with Anna Bågenholm, a young woman who was born on February 12, 1970. Anna worked as a radiologist and she had an immense passion for skiing. However, on May 20, 1999, her life took a dramatic and unexpected turn that truly shocked the entire world. On that fateful day, Anna was enjoying a ski trip in the majestic mountains of Norway with her 2 close companions. While descending a very steep slope, her ski suddenly slipped, causing her to fall directly into the freezing glacier water. She became completely trapped headfirst beneath the thick ice, her entire body firmly wedged between the ice and the frigid water. His companions kept trying their best, but it took them nearly 80 minutes to get him out. During this time, Anna's body remained stuck in such extreme cold that her body temperature dropped to a mere 13.7 degrees Celsius. This meant that, from a medical standpoint, their heart and brain had entirely ceased functioning, and their body was deemed to be on the brink of death. When medical professionals discovered them, their heart had already stopped its rhythmic beating. Their breathing had completely ceased, there was no detectable pulse, and their entire body was in an almost entirely frozen state. From a medical perspective, they were officially pronounced clinically dead. However, the true and astonishing miracle commenced precisely at this very point. Under normal circumstances, it is quite natural for the brain to suffer severe and irreversible damage when the heart stops beating for such an extended period. But Anna's body cooled down so rapidly that her entire metabolism completely halted and her brain remained perfectly safe. Doctors worked tirelessly for hours, applying CPR and advanced medical techniques, and after almost 9 long hours, Anna's heart finally began to beat once more. It's truly difficult to comprehend how a person could survive for 9 hours without a heartbeat, when most people typically die in just 10 minutes. This event was genuinely an astonishing miracle for medical science. Despite her return from the very brink of death, Anna's mind, her memory, and her body remained completely normal. Just a few months later, she began to walk again, and even today she continues to lead a very active life. If someone's death is not meant to occur before their destined time, then even after dying, they can still return. Number 4. Henry Ziegland. Can you possibly believe that a bullet was fired with the intention of killing a man, but that bullet did not strike him at that very moment? Instead, it traveled around for a full 20 years and then hit the very same man. Yes, dear friends, this is not some fictional movie plot, but rather one of the most truly astonishing incidents from real life. This narrative commences with an individual named Henry Ziegland, who, on the 23rd of June in 1881, resided within the American state of Texas. Henry Ziegland had a romantic relationship with a young woman, but for some unknown reason, their connection broke apart. After the breakup, the girl fell into a deep depression, and sometime later, she tragically took her own life. That is to say, she died. After the tragic death of his sister, her brother was utterly devastated, and a singular burning conviction took root in his mind that Henry Ziegland alone was to blame for his sister's demise. Consumed by an intense desire for vengeance, that brother, in the year 1883, armed himself with a gun and sought out Henry to end his life. The very moment he found an opportunity, he immediately fired a shot at Henry. However, fate in that precise instant intervened and stood firmly by Henry's side. The bullet, instead of striking his head directly, merely grazed it, embedding itself deeply into the sturdy trunk of a nearby tree. Henry immediately collapsed to the ground, and the girl's brother was convinced he was dead. Overwhelmed by the immense burden of his sister's death and the terrible crime he had committed, the brother then took his own life right there, dying instantly. But the actual truth was that Henry was still alive. He had only sustained some minor injuries, and after a little while, he completely recovered. Slowly but surely, the years just kept on passing by. The people gradually forgot about that incident, and Henry began to live his life in a completely normal manner. Little did he know that death hadn't truly given up on him, but was simply biding its time, patiently waiting. Approximately 20 years later, in the year 1903, Henry made the decision to cut down that very same tree where the bullet had once been lodged. The tree had grown so incredibly thick over the years that cutting it down was certainly not an easy task. So, Henry put gunpowder in the tree trunk to blow it up. When the gunpowder exploded, the tree trunk split open, and the same 20-year-old bullet, buried within, shot out with full force and went straight for Henry Ziegland's head.